everyone, and welcome back to another reading vlog. So I'm trying to do these monthly, and I like doing them in summer because I actually do things in the summer. So anyway, I have 3 books that I'm planning to read for this vlog. So in summer, I like to read a lot of thrillers because I do love thrillers and kind of horror, but I like reading them in the fall, but I get scared as crap in the fall. So I try to read a lot in the summer because it stays lighter, darker, so I can handle it a little bit more. I'm a little less scared. So I have 3 books that I'm going to try to read for this vlog. So the one I've just started, I'm about 25% in, and I'm enjoying it so far, is How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold. I discovered this when I was doing my video a few months ago of Summer Anticipated Reads. I saw it on NetGalley. Of course, the cover intrigued me, and the plot intrigued me, and I'm having a good time with it. Also, that's pretty cool because it's like teeth. It really reminds me a lot of the Book of Monsters, you know. Is that what it was called? That Hagrid made everyone get. You had to like caress the spine for it not to bite you in Harry Potter, of course. But so this follows 7 different points of views. I'm doing okay with them so far. I haven't got super confused yet, but basically they are all invited to this guy named Queen Mortimer, and he was a famous horror author, and all of the 7 are kind of authors as well that dabbles in horror. One's like erotic horror, one's like kind of R.L. Stine horror. It really reminds me a lot of the book I read a while ago called Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. Love that. Super creepy haunted book. But basically they all go there because Mortimer has died and he's left all of them in their will, and he's left all of them in his will. Turns out he's invited them to a game, and it says 7 authors enter the manor. Can they survive the story within? And basically there's a game. The rules are simple. Solve the riddle and progress to the next room. If they don't, the manor will take one of them for itself. Like, it actually eats them. Like, I just got to the part where I ate one of the first ones, and the fireplace was just like, chomp, thanks a lot for this food. And I was like, dang. So it's interesting so far. I'll tell you more about it the more I get into it, but that's the first book I have. Then I have a thriller that I had no clue about until I kept seeing it pop up on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that, and that is The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. I have never read a book by Julie Clark, but I'm not gonna lie, the cover intrigued me, and these end pages, like, oh, publishers are getting it with these end pages. I don't know anything about this book. All I know, it's about June 1975, and it's about a ghostwriter who has spent her entire professional life hiding the fact that she is the only child of Vincent Taylor. And I think that that's her dad. And now, on the brink of financial ruin, she's offered to ghostwrite her father's last book. What she still doesn't know, though, is this project is another one of his lies, because it's not another horror novel he wants her to write. After 50 years of silence, Vincent Taylor's ready to talk about what really happened that night in 1975. Okay, I see the 1975 family shatters in a single night when 2 teenage siblings are found dead. The only surviving sibling is Vincent, never shakes the whispers and accusations that he was the one who killed them. Oh, so he becomes a writer. Oh, this is interesting. So she's like writing her dead father's book, and it's this actual like story of what happened in 1975, so that'll be interesting. So I'm reading those 2 kind of really spooky books. To break that up, I am reading Friends to Lovers by Sally Blakely. Again, I saw this one on NetGalley when I was doing my most anticipated like summer releases, and again, the cover intrigued me because I am a summer lover at heart. And again, the end pages, like, sorry my camera's not focusing on them, but it's just some people in some inner tubes, which is great. So I have heard iffy things about this book. A lot of people have said like it's kind of a People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry ripoff, and I'm intrigued to see that because that is one of my least favorite Emily Henry books. A lot of people love that one. I don't. I didn't hate it by any means. It just is not one of them. When I think of Emily Henry, I don't usually think about that book, even though they're making a movie out of it. I'm pretty excited for that. But it's just, what does it say? One last summer to fall for each other. So I'm guessing it's obviously what the title says. If you're interested in seeing my thoughts and feelings on these 3 books, keep on watching. And if you're new to this channel and new to my vlogs, hello, my name is Heather. I am, how old am I? I think I'm 36 and I'm turning 37 in September. I'm just in my mid-30s, okay? Late 30s. Oh, God. Either way, I have 2 kids. I have one that's my oldest. He's going to turn 11 soon, and he has autism spectrum disorder. Then I have my youngest, who is turning 4 literally next month. She is just my high-energy toddler and stuff like that. I stay at home. I watch my kids. I am also an 85-year-old lady at heart because I love to garden. I like to bird watch. I like to feed the birds, and I like doing summer things. This week is kind of just a regular week. I think we're going to the beach tomorrow. We're going to be doing some other fun family things. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, it's just a pretty much typical boring vlog. I'm not that interesting, but you know what? If you're here along for the ride, I'm just babbling. I need to go. I'll see you when I have an update. Sorry if it's loud in here. My AC is going because it's hot. It is the next day, and I am about 65% of the way out. Oh my gosh. I'm about 65% of the way into How to Survive a Horror Story, and it's okay. It's kind of what I was expecting. It's like, it is spooky, and it's hard for me to say because I'm not like a scary person. I'm not desensitized to scariness at all. Like, I can't even watch scary movies. I can only watch trailers and then like channels reviewing them. That's the extent of it. So it's just not really spooky. No, it's all about, like I said, 7 authors that get invited to this late author's house, and he kind of sets traps for them. Each room, they have like an hour to solve a clue to get out. If not, the house eats them. And it is brutal at times. The clues are pretty, like, I think, common because each one of them is kind of the answer. All the characters, I would say, are pretty unlikable, so I could care less about what happens to them for maybe a couple. But right now, for me, it's sitting at a 3-star, honestly. Like, it's just okay. I think this would be a great book to read near spooky season, of course, but here we are in the middle of summer, so there's that. But, I mean, I like it. I don't loathe it or anything. It's just not, I would say, memorable. I think maybe if I hadn't read Kill Creek, that would be different, but that book genuinely scared me. That is a creepy freaking book. You want a creepy book that is about authors kind of doing the same thing but a little bit different? Love that one. Amazing. So yeah, it's okay right now. So my plan is to finish it. Today is Saturday. I'm going to try to finish it by tomorrow and then move on to, I think, my palette cleanser, which is going to be Friends to Lovers. And this one's quite long, I think. I'm just kidding. It's only like 330 pages, so it's not that bad. I'd say it's a standard length for romance novels. But yeah, that's my update. Sadly, not much more to say because there's not much depth to this book, really, I think. I know that's to say, but that's just how I feel. So yeah, I'll update you tomorrow when I finish it, because I will finish it, because I'm going to make sure I stay on track. Hello! It is the next day, and this morning I did manage to finish How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold. And overall, I'm sticking by my rating, a 3 out of 5. It wasn't anything memorable. Like, the plot sounded really cool. The execution was okay. The writing was just okay. Do I think, like, I think it's worth reading, like, in the fall, like, near spooky time, sure, but it just wasn't really memorable. So I'm giving it 3 out of 5. So I'm moving on to my next ebook, which is Friends to Lovers, because I do have an e-arc of this, so I am starting that. And physically, I am going to start The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark because I want a good thriller. I feel like I haven't read a lot of good thrillers this year. I've been kind of let down, so I'm hoping to really enjoy this one. How many pages is this one? It's a little over 330. It's like 330 pages, which is a pretty regular-sized thriller, I'd say. So I'm hoping these will both either be 4 or 5s. That would be great. I don't expect either of them to be 5. That would be a complete shock if they were. But I'm hopeful they'll at least be a 4. That's what I'm going for. So I'll update you when I'm into more of each of these. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. That's how the cookie crumbles, as always.
Play well, and this old dog is yet to go to bed. and only the good book can bring me comfort. While I lay on the floor praying for rest, but in my dreams I stay tight, pushing my way through the crowd, searching for another who understands a lonely lover.
Hello, hi. Quick update. I did not vlog yesterday. That was Monday. Today's Tuesday. I never fully know what day of the week it is really. But anyway, I am making very substantial progress on the ghostwriter. Sorry, I took the dust jacket off, but you still see the cool end pages. I am over halfway through now. I'm like a little over halfway through. So I'm planning to finish this tomorrow probably. So if I haven't told you what this book is about, we have a main character named Olivia Taylor, and she is a ghostwriter. So she often writes a lot of memoirs for famous women, you know, and she doesn't really get any credit for it, but she gets paid for it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of knows that's what she does. She has a very estranged father, she's not talked to, but then she gets an opportunity for a job, and she really needs the money because she's having some legal stuff going on, all that kind of stuff. And it's actually to ghostwrite her father's newest novel, because her father is an author, but she's always like distanced herself from her father, so nobody ever really knows that that's her dad. And it's for an obscene amount of money, and she's like, I have to take it. So she goes home to I forget where this is in California, OJ. I goes there, and she learns that he has Lewy body dementia, and I'm just like, good gosh, this is like the 5th dementia book I've read this year, and I don't think I would care as much if it wasn't so close and personal to my own life, because my dad has dementia, so I'm like, so much dementia. Anyway, his faculties are starting to go, like he's starting to see hallucinations, he's not remembering things correctly, he can't really write down, so he has hired her to write down what happened to his family many years ago, because the whole kind of plot surrounds around when he was, I want to say when he was 15, his brother and sister were brutally murdered, and he was the last one surviving because he wasn't at home. And his parents are also passed away. Everyone has kind of always blamed him, but they've never had really enough evidence. So now he is finally telling the story of how his brother and sister, Danny and Poppy, you know, got murdered. And Olivia is trying to figure out if, like, what he's telling her is the truth, because he's, like, telling her all this really volatile and, like, really damning stuff about his brother, Danny. But when she does the research, she sees that's not really about Danny, it's really about her dad. So she's starting to, like, figure out the murder for herself. So basically the whole book is her writing a book for her dad, but not believing when he's telling her stories of him growing up, and her trying to figure out, like, put 2 and 2 together on her own, if what he says happened really happened, or did something else happen the night of these murders, like, you know, so many years ago. So it's very interesting. I am really enjoying it. Right now it's on track to be a 4 out of 5. I don't think it would get higher than that, not unless, like, the ending completely blows me away, because I'll tell you right now, if I'm reading a thriller and I'm already feeling it's a 4, and then the ending, like, I freaking love it, I will bump that up to a 5, because I think that is worth it. That's just me. But I'm really enjoying it so far. It's actually one of the best thrillers I've read this year, so I'm very happy about that. And then I did buy 2 books today, because July is another big book release month, and these 2 are very anticipated. They're both kind of companion novels. The first book, we have The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. This is the companion sequel to The Spell Shop, which released last year, which I really enjoyed. This one, I think, is just about flowers and stuff, which I'm a flower gardener, so I think I'll really love it. Also has very tealed, like aqua blue maybe, sprayed edges. Elsewhere in the Empire, a remote island brimming with singing flowers, honey cakes, and honeyed love. Oh, she's assisted by Yarrow and a sentient rose. Oh, sounds so freaking cute. I love cozy fantasy. Not big cozy mystery. Cozy fantasy all freaking day, every day. So I bought this one. And then the other one I bought was A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. This is by Sangu Medana. This is the spinoff of, oh my gosh, The Secret. Oh, I forgot what it was. Oh, The Very Secret Side of Irregular Witches. This one was supposed to come out last year. I just, you know, they're both kind of similar in vibes, so I'm going to read them very soon, and I'm very excited for them. Hello, it is the next day, and as promised, I did finish The Ghostwriter today, like a few hours ago, in fact. If you're wondering why I'm wearing the same exact shirt, but in different colors every day, it's because I own this shirt in 3 different colors, because it's light and flowy, and it's freaking hot outside. My humidity where I live is crazy. Like right now, it's 85 is the actual temperature, but with the heat index, it feels like 105. So that's why I wear this. So just so you're aware. But anyway, I finished this, and I am struggling with my rating. You might hear my daughter behind me playing. At the middle, I was feeling confident that this was going to be a 4, maybe even 4.5. But I was nearing the end, and even the end I thought was kind of just subpar. So I think ultimately I want to give this like a 3.5, maybe 4. I'm not quite sure. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was very engaging. There was a couple times I felt like the plot kind of meandered a little bit. But overall, I really felt it engaging. I thought the ending was just so-so. That's just me personally. But when I look back on it as a whole, I had a good, enjoyable time reading this thriller. So I would recommend it. I think it's a fast-paced thriller that would be great to read during summer. So I would recommend it. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it more than How to Survive a Horror Story. So there's that. So now I am moving on to my last book for this vlog, and that's Friends to Lovers. This is definitely not thriller, it's romance. All I know about this, it's about Johnny, who has a best friend, Ren, and at the beginning of the book, they had a falling out. You don't know quite why, but she is back home kind of on their beach town, kind of at their beach cottage their families kind of share because her sister's getting married. And Ren, her best friend, is there, and they're like seeing each other for the first time since their big falling out. You're also getting thrown back into the past of when they were best friends. I'm guessing obviously something happened with feelings and that caused the falling out. It is reminding me a lot of not people we meet on vacation, but more so, oh my gosh, sorry, the sun just went completely behind the clouds. It's really reminded me of an adult The Summer I Turned Pretty, because they have this beach cottage that they go to every single year, and they kind of grew up together since they were like kids, and it's very reminiscent of that. I might say that just because I watched the first 2 episodes of season 3, because it just came out today, which were 10 out of 10. I love that show. Like, I think it's a great adaptation, honestly. They're already changing the trajectory of things from what I remember in the books, especially the last one, but I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's a great show. It gives me the cinematography, the soundtrack. Oh, I love it. So anyway, that could be why it's reminded me of that. I don't know. But either way, it's very summery so far. I mean, goodness me, look at this freaking spine. But I will update you more when I know more. How many pages is this book? It looks like it's about 350 pages, which is a standard romance one. So today is, what is today? Wednesday. I'm hoping to finish this by like Saturday. I think I could probably do it, and then I might read one other book. I'm not quite sure yet, but I would like to for this vlog because I'm doing good so far. I feel good about it. So there's my update for today.
Nothing here but surviving. Give it up now, let me know there's something more. Give it up, come on, let the shadow hit the floor. Give it up, no, I cannot do it alone. I can't do this alone. If there's something left to see, we gotta give it a shot.
Hello, hi, it has been a bit. It's been 2 or 3 days. I forget. I don't know. It's been a busy weekend for me. Like one of the best weekends I've had in a long time, which is great. On a couple nights ago, my husband and I actually went on a date, which is amazing and so very rare. We maybe get like 3 a year. Like that's it. And that's lucky if we get that. But we went to a concert because we both love music and we both love attending concerts, and we haven't attended one together in like over a year. It was New Found Glory, which is one of my favorite like old emo bands that I love, like pop punk, that I adore so much. And then Jimmy Eat World, which is my favorite band of like all time. Like I love Jimmy Eat World, so is my husband. Offspring did headline, but we didn't stay for that one because we're not fans of Offspring. But either way, it was an amazing time. Both bands, incredible. It it was a great night, a lot of walking, all that kind of stuff. And then the next night, I went to another concert, which I can't even tell you if I've ever done that. And I went to like a theme park with one of my best friends. We rode a couple roller coasters. We both learned that we're a bit too old to be doing that now because we both were like, oh my gosh. And then we saw Colby Calais, which, oh, I love her so much. I listened to her from the very beginning of her MySpace days. Like, if you know, she has her most popular song is Bubbly. I'm sure you've heard of it.
I'll be sick for a while now. See guitar wherever you go. The rain's falling on my entertainment.
And that was released on like MySpace in like 2005 or something. I have loved her since then. So I was so happy to see her perform all of her old songs and new songs. It was just a great time.
I just realized we'd be perfect for each other. We never find another. Just realized, I just realized we never have to wonder.
My social battery is filled and I'm feeling good. So I also did a lot of walking yesterday. Like my exercise room was like over 60 minutes. So I was like, this is great. But anyway, so that's, you know, what I was doing. Was I reading that much? No. But today I managed to finish Friends to Lovers by Sally Blakely, and it was okay. I was really expecting a lot more from it, honestly. It was just kind of so-so, I would say. I don't know. So it's basically about a character named Johnny who is best friends with Ren. They've been best friends since they were children, and I think everyone's always been like, will they, won't they? And this book is told in different timelines. We have the current timeline, which is Johnny's sister getting married. Like, that's the big thing. Her sister Stevie is getting married, so everyone's coming to like the beach house where both families kind of stay. It's kind of like a Summer I Turned Pretty type of thing where the Fishers and the Conklins like stay together, you know, romance, all that kind of stuff. But either way, they're there to do a wedding, and you get flashbacks of like 4 years prior when, because this is all set in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, if I'm not mistaken. And you get flashbacks to 4 years prior when Johnny gets a job doing a movie kind of thing, like a movie company in New York. And I can't figure out, I think she like makes puppets and a lot of like, claymation. She's like very good visually and stuff with that, which was very cool to read about. But she is moving to New York and Ren is staying behind. So they were like, you know what? It's kind of wedding season in our life because we're in our 20s. So let's just make each other our +1 to any wedding invites we get. That way we can make sure we see each other and stay in contact, not just through text and stuff, but physically as well. So that's kind of how the book goes. Like, you'll get current times with Johnny and Ren's friendship because they had a big falling out 3 years ago. You're trying to unhash it and stuff like that. And then you get flashbacks to different weddings they've attended over the past 3 years, and you get the deal. And, you know, it's all about that. I didn't think it was very in-depth. I didn't feel super connected to either of the characters. I wanted kind of more emotional friendship depth, if you will. Maybe it's just me, but I wasn't feeling that. And another thing is, the whole cover is very summery, and they do a lot of summer things, but this is more, I would say, of like a wedding book, because most of the time they are going to weddings in different places. Yes, they stay at this lake house and stuff, but they don't really go to the beach that often. They did a capture the flag game. So it wasn't really, I would say it's not really a beachy, summery read. The cover, yes. But, I mean, they did go, like, kayaking one time. It's hard to say. But overall, I think I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. I didn't despise it by any means, but it just wasn't something I loved and adored. So there's that. So I didn't find a new favorite in this vlog, which is a bummer because I really thought I would. And it happened. So if you don't know, to wrap up, I read 3 books, 2 kind of thriller horrors and 1 romance. I read How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold. Gave this one a 3. Not that great. Like, it's such a bummer it wasn't that great. Then I read The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark, which I think is probably my favorite of the bunch. I would give it a 4 out of 5. I did like it, and Paige was amazing. And then I read Friends to Lovers by Sally Blakely, 3.5 out of 5. So overall, decent reading vlog. I will say, like, overall decent reading week and a half. I still have a lot to read. I'm very behind. But you know what? I'm having a good summer and doing a lot of things and having a lot of experiences and memories, and that is what counts. So as always, thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I will see you probably next month with another one in August. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so freaking hot in August. Ugh. Like, you know it's bad when I think the temperature is going to break somewhat, and like Tuesday and Wednesday it's only going to get like to 85, and I'm like, oh, that's like spring. It's a little bit like fall too. That's bad, man. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.